My name is Charlie Campbell. I'm 26 years old and I'm fighting out of the Law MMA fight team in Garden City, Long Island. I always knew that I wanted to fight professionally and get into the UFC, but when I was 18 years old, I was training for an amateur fight and I had some tendon and nerve damage in my wrist. I remember, visiting many doctors and them trying to tell me I shouldn't be doing the sport to begin with. So for about 3 years, I was pretty much on the shelf and not competing. I think I suffered a lot of depression because of that. I was just, going out doing the wrong things and spending my time the wrong ways. I would look for any excuse to go out drinking with my friends and just looking to escape it by going out. And of course, going out to bars where they'd play UFC fights, and that made things a lot worse for me. I was actually at a bar again one night in Long Island and I ran into raging ally Quinta. And I had to approach him, of course, as a fan first. And, I had all the questions in the world for him. And he really took the time out of his night to talk to me, gave me his phone number, and within the next week, we linked up at his house. And ultimately, he was telling me that I should just go speak to Ray Longo and Eric Heyer at Law MMA in Garden City. There isn't words that describe how much that team means to me. If it weren't for them, I wouldn't be here right now. Everything I've been through in my life has made me such a strong person. Duncan doesn't stand a shot. He's been here once already. He's proved me nothing but the fact that he doesn't belong. I'm going to put him out once as well.
The motivation for fighting and the motivation to win and the motivation to be involved in the UFC will never burn out. It will always be there. And I'm ready to come back in and rectify what went wrong last time. My name's Duncan, I'm 29 years of age and I fight out of Evo Gym in Stirling. Last season in the Contender Series was definitely a roller coaster for myself. I was scheduled to fight and my opponent pulled out the day of the weigh-ins. From there, my manager had spoken to Sean and said we would hopefully get me on Saturday for the UFC, and they're going to sign me at that point. And then on the Friday night I had then mentioned to my manager, I said, am I going to go into the sauna? I got myself all the way down to the weight. He said, no, we're going to send you on your way home, that's you done, we can't find you someday. So I went to In-N-Out Burger, as you do, and I woke up in the morning thinking I was going to get the call for the flights home, and he says, I've got a fight for you in 12 days. It's my dream, so I would do anything to be involved with the UFC. So I made weight 2.5 times.
Made weight on Monday, made weight for Saturday, made weight again today. Anytime, anywhere.
So walking out to the cage, I had supreme confidence. There was no way in my mind I was going to lose. I felt heavy. Obviously the weight cuts definitely played a factor into how I performed. Not an excuse. I was beat fair and square. There's no way about it. So I had my cries and we got back to the drawing board. This time coming into this fight, I've got all the tools to beat this guy, and I'm going to go out there and show everybody how good I actually am.
I really hope this fight is my toughest test to date. It'll give me an opportunity to show how far I'll dig down to get a win.
I've got my dream and he's got his dream, and I can imagine his dream is very similar to mine, so it's going to be a battle and it's going to be a war.
The feeling of finishing your opponent it's very surreal. It's what you've worked for the whole fight camp. I don't think I've ever felt anything in life that comes as close and as such a quick rush to that feeling, so that's why I love fighting so much. My name is Shannon Ross. I'm fighting out at Platinum Boxing and Southside MMA in Australia, and I'm coming home with that contract. Growing up, obviously I played football for a long time, and then I started getting some injuries, and I started training MMA just to stay fit after I finished football. And then I think it was probably 3 months, and my coach said, I'm fighting this weekend, and he put me in a fight. I didn't even really want to fight, and then I had the fight and I knocked the guy out, and then after that I was like, yeah, I'm fighting. Winning my first fight and getting a knockout was pretty surreal. Like, I didn't think that's how it was going to go. Obviously watching UFC and seeing that happen at the top level, and then being able to think of myself doing that, it was what really set it in stone as that was going to be my dream and goal. I'm not just a fighter, I'm a mechanic and a father. I still work full time, and when I walk in the door it's another shift change into dad life, and helping out with the kids and helping my wife and trying to be the best father and husband I can be when I'm there. So it's a very busy, chaotic life, but I think I was built to do it the way I've done it, and the extra hard work doing it the way I've done it is just going to pay off in the long run, and everything else will fall in place.
O contrato do UFC significa mudança de vida. Hoje é o maior evento do mundo, todo mundo está assistindo, todo mundo quer estar lá dentro. Então eu vou mostrar ao mundo que o Vinícius Salvador nasceu para fazer. Meu nome é Vinícius de Almeida Salvador, tenho 25 anos e represento a equipe Marcelo Ribas. Eu nasci em Varginha, Minas Gerais. Desde os 8 anos de idade eu luto. A minha mãe trabalhava junto com o Marcelo e o Marcelo um dia me chamou para treinar. Quando eu tinha 9 anos, que eu comecei com ele com 8, mas com 9 ele falou assim, o Marcelo chegou em mim, falou que fez uma promessa para mim, que um dia ele me pôr no UFC e eu ia mudar a vida da minha mãe. E desde então eu sempre treinei para isso, em cima dessa promessa. Eu amo lutar e nunca mais depois disso eu não parei até alcançar meu objetivo. O divisor de águas foi quando a minha mãe operou. A minha mãe, ela descobriu que ela tinha um tumor no cérebro. No dia que ela estava na mesa de cirurgia, foi minha estreia no Jungle Fight. E eu não sabia se eu ia lutar ou se eu ficaria com a minha mãe. Aí o Marcelo, a minha avó chegaram em mim e falaram, vai pra luta, porque essa luta é a chance de mudar a sua vida, de começar a mudar a sua vida. E justamente no octógono, dentro do octógono, eu descobri que ela saiu bem da cirurgia e eu também saí vencedor com nocaute. E desde então, eu não parei mais. Eu tenho 13 vitórias, 4 derrotas e 12 vitórias por nocaute. Meu oponente é o Shannon Ross. Eu sei que dele eu posso esperar muita guerra, porque ele também quer pegar esse contrato de mim, mas não vai conseguir. Tô há 1 ano nessa expectativa, só treinando, focado. Fechou o octógono, é só nós dois e eu vou até pegar a jugular dele se for preciso.
I see my advantages in this fight just in my will to win. Obviously, my superior striking. I think I can mix it up with anyone in the world on the feet. So that's what I'm going to plan to do. I'll be in his face the whole time and obviously trying to get that win quick and dominate every aspect of the fight.
Eu tô confiante 100%. Pode ser em pé, chão, eu tô pronto. Não vai ser só mais um peso mosca que vai estar ali, e sim o futuro campeão.
A lot of guys are neck and neck in the same skill, but not many guys are willing to go the extra mile or wake up the extra 2 hours earlier and put in that extra work that I do. My name's Francis Marshall, fighting out of Kurt Pellegrino's Mixed Martial Arts. I'm here to fight, put on a good show, and get a UFC contract. My record's 5-0 as a pro right now, 4 finishes, all rear naked chokes. Purple belt in jiu-jitsu, been boxing for about 4 years consistently. I'm ready just to go out there and put on a show. I grew up in Manasquan, New Jersey. It's a little beach town. Jersey's just like a tough place. It's a tough place to grow up, tough place to fight out of. Even amateur out there gets pretty tough. So you got a bunch of good gyms within a certain radius and just a bunch of tough, hard-nosed people. So my dad kind of wanted me to get more active, so he decided to sign me up for jiu-jitsu at Kurt Pellegrino's gym. Probably about a year after that, I started doing private lessons with Kurt, him kind of coaching me and giving me that sacrifice and win mentality, and then things just picked up from there. I sacrificed a lot in my life to get that ultimate dream of fighting in the UFC, becoming a top contender. Because I want to win, I want to fight in the UFC, and just accomplishing all my dreams. I'm fighting Connor Matthews. I'm going to be putting the pressure on him. A lot of wrestling, a lot of boxing, and then I think in the second round I'm going to break him.
After I got out of the military in 2019, I decided to set my eyes on something different and, make it to the UFC. My name's Connor Matthews. I fight out of Lausanne MMA in the Controller Proving Grounds, and I'm here to get a contract. My record's 5-0. I have all first-round finishes, and within the first half of the first round, I have a 7-second knockout and 4 fights under 1 minute. Fighting in the battlefield and fighting in a cage is still 2 versions of combat. My special operations career field has taught me how to be a real fighter, a warrior, that warrior spirit. And when you're a warrior, you don't have an out. You're going in there to die or win. There's no other option. And I just know that. I'm going to go in there, I'm going to win. or we're gonna die trying. I've been in really, really stressful and hard situations, and I've always raced to the occasion, and I will do it time and time again. But going in there in a cage with somebody and finishing them and knocking them out and not getting hit and doing it in a devastating fashion, I'm going to go out there and give Dana a show.
For the winner, by submission to the guillotine choke, Mike Malott.
Last year I fought Mike Malott. He caged me with good choke, with guillotine. When I lost, I was thinking this is the end. My close group to me that supports me remind me that I'm only 21 and one loss will not change anything. My name is Shimon Smotritsky and I am a professional MMA fighter from Israel and I am ready to take what's mine. The last contender I was preparing Syndicate MMA and now I train with Archangel Mikhail in Russia. And I feel just mentally, physically, technically, this is the best place for me. Every week, every month, I'm getting better. A lot of people say I'm maybe too young for this, but I am feeling that I'm ready since I'm 18, because I'm training since I'm 4. I remember myself better in kimono than I remember my school days. I compete all my life in jiu-jitsu and kickboxing and MMA. I'm not gonna let last year's loss to stop me for achieve my dreams. I know everything, how it works, how it looks. I will be more calm, I will be more calculated. Now I will get in the UFC with plus 2 fights, more experience. And tonight I'm gonna prove everyone that I'm in this level.
My style is exciting, well-rounded, stand-up, ground, cage, submissions. I have it all. I can do it from anywhere. I'm 7-2 as a pro, and I'm on a 5-fight win streak, and I know I can match up with anybody. My name is Billy Goff, I'm 24, and I'm fighting out of Team Dexter Valley Tudo. Growing up, there's a lot of alcoholism in my family. Both my parents were alcoholics. My dad, he tried to coach me and try to teach me, and we'd always butt heads just because he was alcoholic and I was just angry at him. And we'd always fight, got physical here and there. Now we don't talk. I mean, it hurts. I hope he's doing well. But I've always wanted to talk to him. Like, are you proud? Are you doing well? But alcoholism, at some point, you're just too far gone. My mother's now in recovery, thankfully. Out of everybody I've met in my life, my mom's one of the toughest people I've ever met. She's been through so much, and she's still the nicest person I've ever met in my life. Always a smile, always trying to help people. To be able to see someone be that nice and just keep going, that just gives me a lot of inspiration. I love my mom. She's done a lot for me, even at times when she didn't have a lot that she could do. And a lot of times before fights, you get emotional. That comes back all the time. This and everything else has made me make the right decisions and go on the right path. I've dedicated my entire life to this. I'm willing to do whatever it takes to win. Whatever the fight goes, I'm just gonna be in your face, I'm gonna be aggressive.
Billy Goff, I saw a couple of fights, nothing special. Also, a young kid, he work hard, he motivated, he want to get in the UFC, but not this time, not against me.
I'm super excited for this matchup. I'm gonna put on a good show. Dana's gonna want me after it.
I'm ready to crush, to dominate. This time we're gonna make it.
Better show up, because if he doesn't, then he's got no chance. I'm gonna put him out.